Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. It's over. It's over. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
That sound means it's time for Cavs on the Break. I am your host, Chase Smith, and with me, as always, Cavs insider Cameron Carlin. Cameron, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Chase. Been a while, but glad to be back.
Good. With us once again, she joined us for the draft. Not the draft, the trade review. We have Brittany Mollis on Twitter at Bird's Eye View. Brittany, how are you doing?
Hi, guys. I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. Thanks for joining us once again. So we have a lot to talk about. We met and discussed a lot of the moves at the trade deadline. We're all feeling really good. The Cavs went off to a great start. They destroyed the Thunder and what was the other team? The Celtics. They crushed those guys. But now we're kind of back to reality. The Cavs are 5-4 since the trade deadline, since making all these moves, since essentially having a new team. The Cavs are 6-4 in their last 10, and we've heard from every range to the Cavs are fixed, the Cleveland is back, to have they really changed, and are they in the same situation? So, Cameron, I want to start with you. What is the more accurate state of the Cavs right now?
I think the team has definitely changed. I mean, it's impossible to deny what you see on the floor. But my main thing is you'll never know about this team until Kevin comes back. Once Kevin Love comes back, and this team will be totally solidified as who they are. Hopefully he can come back soon enough to integrate himself well, which I think he will. But he's going to be able to be that second scorer. He's one of them guys too. He adds a second ability to where you could pretty much ISO him on the floor. You could just toss it to him on the block. If a play breaks down, end of the shot clock, he's going to get a shot up for you.
Oh, man, I can't wait to see him alongside Nance.
It's the most excited I've been to see Kevin Love play with us since the first time we traded for him. Honestly, you're exactly right. Pairing him with Nance, it should be pretty good.
So Brittany, here we are with a revamped team, and I don't know about you, but I was all about Cavs are back, Cavs are going to win, everyone else sucks. Where have you been the past week and a half?
I'm still excited. I think it helped. I don't want to say that it helps that Tristan Thompson is out.
You can say that.
I would never wish injury on anyone.
Right,
but,
right.
I think everyone's really excited for Nance to be starting. And just being there, he seems like a fan favorite already.
Sure.
So that worked out nicely.
Yeah. So Brittany, you've been to 3 games, right?
Uh-huh.
You and Cameron, you went to the Sixers game?
Yep.
So Brittany, you saw the Sixers. Who else who did you see play?
When they played the Nets, which wasn't a great game.
Right.
But they won. And then the other night when they played the Pistons.
So with these new acquisitions, how does a team look? I'm sure there's this energy in the arena at the Cube, but I mean, the team, do they look like they're trying harder? And like, how do they look? What's the eye test give you?
Oh, they look much happier, I think. Remember, like, back when they got destroyed when they were playing the Thunder at home?
Yeah.
They lost like 150 to 125 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you could just see they looked so defeated. They didn't look like they were having fun anymore. Like it was just like crushing to watch them. But even when they're losing, like they look like they genuinely enjoy each other. There's just a different energy there that's fun to watch. And I think it takes a little bit of time for them to get used to each other. But I think overall, it's going to be okay. They're going to be just fine. Yeah,
Cameron, what does Nance provide that Tristan just doesn't seem to bring to the table? Like, what is the difference between these two players, man?
Mainly, I mean, Larry Nance can score. Like, it's simple as that. You can he's not totally dependent on other players to score. Tristan, he's gotten to the point where he's pretty much a dump off or alley-oop guy. I mean, some quick numbers on Nance though. He's in 9 games. He's averaging 11 and 7, a steal and a block, 60% shooting from the field. This is one of my favorites that I found.
Are those 9 games? He's not even starting, right?
Yeah, these are just the 9 games that he's played with us. So in 9 games, he has 20 dunks. In 42 games that Tristan Thompson played this year, he has 38 dunks. So, I mean, Nance is on like a 2-dunk-a-game pace. Tristan is on under 1. I mean, just the type of athleticism is shown there. Some other things, too, I found very telling is there's my dog barking. When Nance is on the floor, team's offensive rating, 116.4. When he's off, 111.8. This is the biggest one, though. When he's off the floor, defensive rating is 112.7.
Yeah.
Not good at all. When he's on the floor, 102.1. You quickly become like one of the more formidable defensive teams in the league when he plays.
I saw a tweet that put him in the company of the Draymond Green kind of like defensive.
Also, in those 9 games, 25.6 player efficiency rating.
Yeah.
Now, it's a very small sample size, but we're talking that's 6th in the NBA. The only players ahead of him, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Curry, Harden, and Giannis.
Well, and there was a logjam in the Lakers of the front court between Randall and Kuzma, I think, right? Or there were a couple people that he just didn't get to see a lot of playing time. You put him beside the best player maybe of all time. And, I mean, my goodness. One of the things that excites me the most about Larry Nance is you cannot put Tristan Thompson on Kevin Durant or Klay Thompson. You maybe could put Larry Nance on those guys. You know what I mean?
You feel better about your chances, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what you're saying. It's tough to put anybody in the world on those guys.
Sure.
But you'd rather have Nance than Tristan every day of the week. And it sucks because Tristan was that guy in 2000. I mean, I hate to bash on him so much. He averaged 11 and 11, and we won the championship with him as a starter in 2016. He was great.
Big reason. He was a big reason. Yeah.
Phenomenal. But he's just slowed down athletically. He's not this type of athlete that he used to be a couple of years ago. And, I mean, injuries do that to a player, that's for sure.
Yeah. How long is he going to be out? Do you know?
I saw Coach Lou said, I think, 2 weeks. But, I mean –
4 months? Was that 4 months? Was that
right. Initially, when he had the calf injury, he was out for so long earlier this year. It was supposed to be something like that. So, I mean, we'll see.
So Brittany, do you think this is the starting lineup we'll see moving forward into the playoffs, or –
I would hope so. I mean, other than Love, of course, but yeah, I would. I read yesterday they're like 18-3 when Tristan Thompson's not starting.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, come on.
It's hard to. Yeah, it's hard to. Seeing that, it's hard to. If it was like 8-3 or like they were 6-1 or something, but 18-3, that's 21 games.
Does J.R. Smith stay on the bench?
I would hope so.
This looks like so. It's Hill, Hood, LeBron, Love, and Nance Jr.
I would love that. That sounds amazing.
Since we've gotten the new guys, that's the Cavs' best 5-man lineup is the LeBron with the new guys. But it's a very short. That's a very short sample size as well. They've only played 25 possessions together, but they have the highest net rating with since the deadline.
Before we move on to Week 21 slate games, we have to touch on Soupgate. We just can't ignore that. Cameron, are you hearing anything about any more details about the situation? Or
I was listening this morning, and Windhorst said today that it was that story he posted was one of the most one of the stories had the most feedback that he ever gotten on writing for ESPN.
Ridiculous.
He said he had more questions of people asking him what kind of soup it was than he did for a 3-month story he did about how the NBA is going to help high school and college.
Sure.
The new thing with all that going on. Yeah, it's hilarious.
So if you've been living under a rock, last week or earlier this, I don't even know. It's just all one big soup jumbo to me right now.
Right.
J.R. Smith got suspended for a game for throwing or dumping or spilling, probably throwing soup on assistant coach Damon Jones. Brittany, what have you seen, read that help us shed light on Gate here?
Well, this is important to note. Actually, it's not important at all, but I'll just tell you anyway. When I was at the game, I was pretty close to the Cavs bench one of the times, and it was Monday, so it was like right after Soupgate. Yeah. And J.R. Smith was on the bench, and he was like the furthest possible seat away from Damon Jones.
That is important. That is important.
The plot thickens here. Also, It was chicken tortilla soup, in case anyone was interested.
It is chicken tortilla soup.
It was chicken tortilla soup that he threw.
Oh man.
I still don't know why. I wish somebody would have told us.
So,
I feel like
knowing the type of player J.R. Smith was or is, and the type of player Damon Jones is, I guarantee it was something about. It was. They were probably talking so much crap to each other about who could shoot like this, who used to be able to do this, and it just. I imagine it escalate quickly with them egos.
Bill Simmons.
He got suspended for it. It's just like
Just like that.
okay.
So Bill Simmons says all fights in the NBA are either going to be about girls, playing time, or money.
Right.
And you know, I've seen some exposés. J.R. Smith, I feel like in his younger days, you could maybe make an argument about girls. I think he's pretty faithful. Right? He's a family man. He after games practice, he goes home now.
Yeah.
It could be about money. It could be about playing time. Can you imagine Damon Jones trying to tell J.R. Smith to do something different, and he just like keeps harking at it. All of a sudden, chicken tortilla soup comes flying out of nowhere.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that is something else. That would have been a hell of a scene to be a fly on the wall for.
Well, here's another thing. Damon Jones, that's one of the Browns boys, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was started as LeBron's like shooting coach kind of throughout.
We started as LeBron's first poster. Let's be honest. I mean, isn't he the guy that
then he
stole his soul? Like,
then he became the guy who hit the game winner against Washington to close out the series. LeBron passed it to him. Then he became LeBron's like shooting coach kind of. Then he became like a Cavaliers shooting coach, and now he's the assistant. So
would you rather be yammed on the greatest of yams by LeBron or souped on by JR?
Probably dunked on by LeBron.
Brittany immortalized by LeBron or just a one-time lunch soup?
I'd take the soup from
Yeah,
JR.
Yeah, it was a tough decision.
Definitely.
All right, so here we have Week 21 slate. We have almost a little fewer than 20 games left in this season for this team to kind of come together, gel. It's almost like a whole new season for this team. But we have 4 games this week. We already won one. We're recording this on a Wednesday. We won Monday. We beat the Pistons pretty handily, 112-90. LeBron actually got to sit down a little bit in the fourth quarter. Team looked good. Everyone was feeling good. Nance is the first start at a career game.
Yep.
It's a pretty big Nance podcast right now, which is fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the shape of the team right now, though.
But we have a little Western road trip here. We have 3 games over the next 4 or 5 days. Tonight we play the Nuggets at 10:30 on ESPN. Friday night we play the Clippers in LA at 10:30, and then on Sunday night we play the Lakers on ESPN again at 9. I really have an opportunity to beat up on some teams. Nuggets, Clippers are kind of borderline playoffs, but Brittany, I'll start with you. What are you looking forward to in these next 3 games? What do you want to see the Cavs do on their little Western road trip here before the season ends?
It'll just be nice to see what they look like with Nance starting. You know, he looked really good on the other day when they played the Pistons. I think he had like a double-double before halftime. So it'll be good to see. And then, you know, he gets to return to LA, which will be fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I think they'll do well. I think maybe they might have a little trouble versus the Clippers.
Yeah.
But the other 2, I think it'll be good.
Cameron, what are you looking forward to these next 3 games? Nuggets, Clippers, Lakers that you want to see the Cavs do?
Well, tonight against Denver, I know one thing with LeBron, his teams and the Heat were really big on this in the Cavs when we first were getting together. It's like revenge games. We just lost to Denver. You only play this team twice a year.
Yep.
So, I mean, you know, this game was, I think, like, what, a week ago when we just played Denver, or not even, maybe 5 days ago. They're going to want to come out and hopefully punch them back in the face back in their home court. But then tonight, LeBron's flying home to LA to his house in LA. He's going to be hanging out for the weekend, you know, all the way till Sunday after the game. So, I mean, but LeBron in LA on ESPN on Friday and Sunday.
He's going to show out. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Could this be the week LeBron makes his case for MVP?
If there was going to be one, I mean, yeah, you got 3 out of 3 games nationally televised. So
if LeBron dominates this week and really puts on a show tonight against the Nuggets, which the Nuggets aren't a bad team, and then
they're tough.
Destroys the Lakers. I think this guy can get his name back in the conversation. He's in year 15 doing what he's doing. Maybe Harden, again, would deserve it, but if LeBron's even number 2 in year 15 and can even make a conversation, I don't know. I think there's a shot he can pull this one out. One of the things I'm looking forward to against the Nuggets is, I think maybe this year, maybe it might be a year too early, but definitely next year, the Cavs, and I'm assuming LeBron's staying, are going to be playing the 76ers at some point in the playoffs. And I think Jokic is the best Embiid-ish player, and I really want to see the Cavs kind of contain him a little bit. He kind of had his way last time.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
And I want to see Nance. I want to see the team really kind of limit what he does to create and how he kind of controls the paint there. I don't really expect them to have any problems with the Clippers or the Lakers. I really hope he just dunks on Isaiah Thomas, honestly. Like, that's all I want to see is just him dunk.
Yeah, that would be nice, but they'll definitely, like, show love to each other and stuff and make it like nothing was going on. But I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Denver's tough, though. They are a really good young team. They're athletic. Jamal Murray and Gary Harris, they fly around the floor, and they're too young. I think Gary Harris is 22 or 23 maybe. Jamal Murray's 20 years old. I mean, them guys are going to be good for a while now.
Yeah. Brittany, any bold predictions for the rest of this week?
No, I think they take 2 out of 3 this week. That's my prediction. Mm-hmm.
Cameron, what do you think? Bold predictions for this week?
LeBron averages a triple-double. That's not even that bold, though, for the next 3 games. LeBron averages a triple-double. But, no, I would like to see us go 3-0, but, yeah, I could see 2 out of 3.
Yeah. Brittany, any final thoughts?
Yeah, one thought, actually. I want them to ban the land jerseys. I hate them, and I think they're bad luck, and I'm over it.
I like the black ones, like I don't know if they were like the Nike Elites. What kind of black ones were they? They're not the land for sure.
Yeah.
No, they're last year's I don't know what they were called. I know what you're talking about, but like they came out 2 years ago, didn't they?
I'm not sure.
The sleeved one? No, the sleeved one was from Adidas, but these new Nike ones, are the land is the city uniform, I think, and the black is the pride. And then the other 2 are the association and the icon. But if I'm not mistaken, I think the city one is year by year. But I may be wrong about that. So it could be a whole new design next year.
I feel like you're right about that. I've heard that before.
Yeah, the land, it does seem kind of bland. I think they could have done a lot more with that. Cameron, final thoughts?
Just a couple stats here. One about I just want to give some credit to Jordan Clarkson. Since he's been with us, he's got an 18.6 player efficiency rating. Some quick notes on that. Like, Andrew Wiggins has never had a season above 16. Isaiah Thomas was 12.3 here. Kyrie, the year we won the championship, 19.9 efficiency rating. Right now, CJ McCollum is 17.2. Now, if you translate some numbers for Clarkson, per 36 minutes, the guy's averaging 22, 5, and 5 on 46% shooting. CJ McCollum averages 22 on 45% shooting. Now, I'm a huge CJ McCollum fan, so I hate to kind of compare him to Clarkson based off numbers, but just the guy's been playing great for us. I mean, doing exactly what he needs to do. So he needs to keep it up and play his role. And once we get Kevin back, hopefully we see this team take off.
It's going to be great. Thanks for that. You can follow us on Twitter at Cavs on the Break. You can send us an email, podcast@cavsonthebreak.com. Thank you so much for listening and downloading. Subscribe, leave us a review. It does help with the iTunes algorithm and all that stuff. We really appreciate it. We'll see you guys online. Mike Breen, take us out.
Congratulations, Cleveland. Your decades-long wait is finally over. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.